Look what we just got. We just got some fresh cat grass from Whole Foods.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 8 a.m. and here's Simba. He is on the scale, which is underneath the cat tower. This is how I weigh the cats. And today he weighs 19 pounds and 6 ounces. And that is exactly what he weighed a week ago today for his first official weekly weigh-in. So we've gone through the second week and he has not lost any weight over the second week. He has also not gained any weight over the second week. So he's stable. Maybe he hit a plateau. I don't know. So we're going to see what kind of changes we can make for the second week. Maybe I could start giving him more wet food or liquid food in place of dry treats or crunchies. He's only getting a tablespoon of dry crunchies at night. And then in the automatic feeders at like 3 a.m., he's getting another tablespoon of crunchies. So that's 2 tablespoons of dry food. And he's getting 2 wet meals a day. He's been on like canned food for breakfast and raw food for dinner. So maybe I could adjust that a little bit. Maybe I could cut that back a little bit. He's also getting an afternoon snack. In the afternoon, sometimes he gets a squeeze up along with some treats or one of those spoons, like the spoon treats. He really likes those. He actually had one of those this morning with his Cosequin in it. So I was able to get that inside of him. And of course, he's been getting the freeze-dried chicken sprinkled on top of his food. So at least now, it's been 2 weeks and we are back on a routine, which is great because while we've been going through all of the upheaval with Stella's passing, with Sammy being missing, with Sammy going to the vet, with Simba going to the vet because, he was vomiting. He has not vomited over the past week. And then with Boo going to the vet and then Boo's passing, there's been a very tumultuous 3 months in this house. So now, thankfully, for 2 weeks, we're back on a routine, and that's good. So now, this week, I'll just see how I need to adjust it so that Simba can lose 3 to 6 ounces a week. The first week, he lost 5 ounces. The second week, he lost 0 ounces. So we're averaging 2.5 ounces a week right now, which is a little bit below what we want. It's 8:30 a.m. and I'm having some playtime with Splash and Simba. And this is the pom-pom shooter that I got at Five Below yesterday. These are so awesome. I was playing with Simba last night. We had a great time. And we're playing today. There's Simba. He just jumped down from the cat tower. I was going to show you how these shoot, but he just jumped down. Okay, I'll figure out how to show you anyway. This pom-pom shooter is ready to shoot because this piece is sticking out. So watch what happens if I pull the trigger. Oh, it just shot a pom-pom. I didn't realize there's a pom-pom in it. So the thing in the middle of the barrel there, that's what shoots the pom-pom. And to load this, what you have to do is you have to pull this out. So you see how this piece pulls out? And now the piece in the barrel goes in there. So this is where you put a pom-pom. And it does not have to be the pom-poms that came with the toy. It could be any pom-pom that fits. So this is one of the pom-poms that we've had. And you just put it in there like that. That's it. That's all you have to do. And now there's pom-poms and toys all over because, we're having playtime right now. What you do is you never aim this at a cat. I would never aim it at a cat, but aim it somewhere where you want the cat to run, or I'll show you what else Simba likes. So right now, I'll just show you how it shoots. See how it shot the pom-pom? It doesn't shoot it too hard or anything. Shoots it kind of easy, to keep the cats interested. Let me show you another way that Simba enjoys playing with it. Because of his leg issue right now, he doesn't want to run around too much. So what I've been doing is I've been shooting them at the ceiling, and then they've been coming down near Simba, and he enjoys that also. See how he likes to catch it and bounce it around? I don't know if the camera caught that. I'll do it again. Good? Okay, let's do that again, Simba. I don't push the pom-pom in too far because sometimes if you push it too far, it doesn't shoot very well. Then I aim it at the ceiling. and then it comes down and it bounces near Simba, and he goes after it. Right, Simba? I mean, there's pom-poms all over the place right now. Splash is not too crazy about this game. At night, Splash likes to chase some pom-poms around the house. And sometimes he really likes this toy. Splash tends to like this cat charmer toy, although I don't think he's in a playing mood right now. I think he's just hungry. They want to have their breakfast. Now Simba's eating some grass. So this grass is doing really good. This is the grass from Whole Foods, and it's still nice and healthy. I've watered it like 2 or 3 times, and I really like how the container that it's grown in is transparent, so you can see, as far as like how much water you're putting in. It does have holes on the bottom, but it's nice to have that transparency. And Simba really loves this. And I think it's a lot fresher than the cat grass that you can buy in the pet stores. This is the one from the pet store, and it's almost 2 weeks old. It's time to be tossed. So this is going to go in the garbage. There's Splash. How you doing, Splash? You okay? For breakfast today, Splash and Simba are trying this Waruva Mac and Jack with mackerel and grilled skipjack, now in gravy. I'm hoping that they like this. They do tend to like the Waruva fish-based food better than the chicken-based food, so we'll see how well they eat this. Here's Simba, and this is his Mac and Jack. He took a few bites of it, basically to eat some of the toppings that I put on it, and he doesn't like it. And this is Splash's bowl, and he ate less than Simba ate, so we're going to try again with something else. Simba is having some of the reconstituted freeze-dried raw bites, which he tends to like, and Splash is getting some Fancy Feast chicken pate. It's 10 a.m. Look at these 3. That's Richard, Sammy, and Ringo. There's Sammy and Richard. There are landscapers across the street right now, so I guess the town hires a landscaping company to take care of like the wooded area and the grass in front of the woods. There's probably like, 10, 12 feet of grass before like all the woods start, so that's what they're trimming up right now. It is 8:15 p.m. There's Simba and Splash. Simba wants to jump on the bed. Good job, Simba. Good job. So I just got back 5 minutes ago from a bike ride. I am very happy to report that my bicycle seems to be working again. After I fixed it, I adjusted the brakes today, and I took it for a ride, and I was just going to go just really slow, maybe do a mile. Then I was like, I'll do 2 miles. And then it just felt so good. It felt so good. I ended up doing 8 miles. And I just went really slow, so it took me an hour and 5 minutes. And I would still be riding right now. I could have kept going. That's how good it felt. It felt so good. But then I looked at the time, and it was 8 o'clock. So I was like, I'm trying to keep the cats on a schedule. So I need to come home and get them fed. I just put the Lucky 7 downstairs, except for Sammy. She's still in the dining room. I opened up all the windows, and I'm going to get dinner ready for the cats. But I realized something this afternoon, and I'm wondering if Simba and Splash feel the same way, because it kind of feels like Stella and Boo are coming back. It feels like they just left for a while and they're going to be back, even though I know that's not the case. They're never coming back. But for some reason, it feels like, they've left us for a while, and it just feels like they're going to be coming back, but they're not going to be coming back. And when I say that, I don't mean that I think that they're going to be coming back reincarnated in other animals or something. I don't think that at all. I think the finality of it is just hard to grasp. With Splash and Simba, maybe they're the ones that are thinking that Stella and Boo are going to come back. I don't know. I just feel bad for them not having Stella and Boo. And I really hope that they can become better friends with at least a few members of the Lucky Seven. Like Sammy's up here now and I could hear Simba growling at her in the other room. Not much, just like a little bit growling. But I really hope that they can somehow become more of a part of that group. Like today, I opened the door to this room and I was like, okay, I'll let some of them in so they can mingle. And Simba was here on top of the cat tower where Splash is now. And Splash was on top of the armoire. And Nancy came in for a while and she sat here on the corner of the bed. And Simba was actually up here sleeping. And she was just so intensely watching him. But then eventually she left the room. And then Richard came in for a while. He was underneath the bed. And then Simba went under the bed. And then I heard like growling under the bed. I know Simba was growling at Richard. And he has every right to growl at Richard because Richard has jumped on him several times. But then Richard eventually left the room. So I think it's going to be a slow process. And I feel like we're kind of starting over with that because Boo and Stella are not here. And the dynamic has completely changed. You know, when Boo and Stella were here, they were very protective of Splash and Simba. And like the four of them were a really tight unit. And now that Boo and Stella are not here, I think Splash and Simba feel more exposed when it comes to the other cats. And they're still trying to find their footing with regards to that. Another thing that I've realized is, you know, when mealtime comes around, Stella and Boo were always the first ones to eat. Like I would serve all the cats exactly the same time. And they were the first two to always just start eating immediately. And Simba and Splash would like look at them and just follow what they were doing. So maybe, you know, that's an issue that we're seeing at mealtime. Another thing is like at crunchy time, I always had to give them crunchies in a certain order. And that was Boo first, Stella second, then Simba, then Splash. So even then, even when it was snack time, Boo and Stella, you know, started eating a few seconds before Simba and Splash did. They're adjusting to that also. I mean, there's a lot of adjustment going on for the two of them. I think it's more of an adjustment when you have more cats versus, you know, if you only have like 2 cats, for example, because there's not as many interpersonal relationships. Like the fewer cats you have, the fewer interpersonal relationships there are between them because you don't have as many cats. And when you have like a family of 4, you know, they have their interpersonal relationships, they have like their little hierarchy and stuff like that. So it's more of an adjustment for them. It is 7:36 a.m. Good morning, Simba. How are you? So Simba threw up this morning. It ends up he threw up a bunch of cat grass. Last night I decided to do something a little bit different with these automatic feeders. On the left-hand side, I put half of a Sheba Perfect Portions, or you could say a quarter of a Sheba Perfect Portions, because with Sheba Perfect Portions, you usually get like the 2 halves with them. So I opened 1 half and then I cut that in half. So they got like a little snack. And then on the right-hand side, they got their typical half tablespoon of crunchies. They also got a little more than a tablespoon of crunchies last night. So this morning, Simba must have ate a bunch of cat grass and then puked it up. But at least I know why he puked it up, because he ate a lot of cat grass. Maybe it's because he wasn't happy that he didn't get enough crunchies in the feeders last night. I don't know. I got an email this morning randomly telling me that CR Barboni has passed away. And I am trying to verify that information right now. I'm hoping it's not true, but there's a very good chance that it is true. In which case, that's like really sad news to hear, because CR was such a big part of this channel with regards to his presence in the comment section and also during the live streams. CR Barboni was a founding member of the Boo Crew. He's been supporting this channel since practically the very beginning. I would have to go back and look through the comments to see how far his comments go back. But I know at least through 2017, through the Boo Day videos, he's been with this channel. So it's a great loss for us to lose CR. And I hope it's not true. But if it does end up being true, everyone out there who is friends with him online, you have my deepest sympathies and condolences, because I already feel the loss. Like, I definitely am missing him already. And I just got the news an hour ago. So I'm definitely sorry to be the bearer of this bad news. It's 7:52 a.m. I just put Simba on the scale and I opened the window for him. He's currently weighing 19 pounds and 4 ounces, which is 2 ounces less than yesterday, which technically could only be an ounce less than yesterday because the scale only goes by every 2 ounces. It goes 4, 6, 8. So at least we are moving in the right direction. But he could be a little bit lighter because, he has an empty stomach. He just threw up. But he just ate like one of those delectable spoons with a little bit of freeze-dried chicken in it. It is 9 a.m. and I'm here with Simba. He's laying in my bed. We're having a bad air quality day. And it's also supposed to be in the high 80s today. So I have the AC on and all the windows are shut. So the cats are not too happy about that. They don't like it when all the windows are shut. But when I woke up today, like, it was really hot in the house. And also, like, the air quality was just really bad because of the wildfires in Canada. So that's why I have the windows shut, the AC on, and we're monitoring the air quality. What I have here are some foam practice golf balls. I picked these up at Five Below the other day. When I saw these, I was like, I think Simba would enjoy playing with these. And it was a pack of 12 for $5. It wasn't too bad. So I'm going to open this up and see if he'd like to play with some. Look, Simba, look. It's a golf ball. These are really super lightweight. They're firm, but they are squishy. Simba likes any kind of balls, any kind of pom-poms or balls. Well, I shouldn't say any kind. He doesn't really like the kind that have bells in them, but he should enjoy these. I'll leave him with 2 of these. I just put 2 of these balls here in the play rug area. There's Ziggy eating what's left over of one of Simba's treats this morning. There's some pom-poms left over from playtime last night. I picked up all of like the packing paper that was on the rug. I threw that out. Here's Ringo. He's hanging out by the window. He wishes that I would open the window, but we're not opening the windows today. It is 9:25 a.m. I just put some food outside for Cousin Oliver. I saw he was laying on one of the patio chairs. I actually just got pretty close to him. I was within, I don't know, like 2 feet of him. He was hissing at me and just like looking at me. I was so tempted to get like a shower brush and see if I could brush him with it, but I'm not going to press my luck or anything. It's garbage day today. I could hear the garbage trucks picking up. I don't know if it's the recycling trucks or what, but I'd really like to go for a bike ride this morning, but I can't do that on garbage day because there's too much garbage. Everyone has their garbage out. The roads just smell really bad. So like last night, I wanted to go for another bike ride in the evening because, it stays light so long now, but I couldn't do it because of the garbage situation. So I'm going to have to figure out my weekly routine and schedule. Here's Sammy. How you doing, Sammy? She likes watching Cousin Oliver. I placed a Whole Foods order today, which should be arriving sometime between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And it was super convenient last week. And I did not think I was going to place another order this week, but then I woke up today and I was like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I could use. So I'm getting mostly like fruit and juice and some salad, veggies, that kind of stuff. So that'll be good, right, Sammy? I have to make some homemade raw food for the cats. I bought chicken the other day, like 2 days ago, and I should have made the raw food yesterday, but I totally forgot, so I need to do that today. Look what we just got. We just got some fresh cat grass from Whole Foods, and it just arrived. It got here really quick. This is the difference between me buying this and like another shopper buying it. Like I would know to look for one that's shorter than this. Like this is really tall, but I would have purchased one that was like half the height of it because I know it's going to grow really fast. So if I do order this again for delivery, I'll definitely have to make a note of that. Okay, enjoy, Simba, enjoy. It is 8:21, and we are now at a point where all I do is walk around the house and tell everyone that it's time to go downstairs to eat dinner, and they all go downstairs to eat dinner. Here's Nancy. And there's Goldie. Goldie was on top of a cat tower in the dining room today. It was the first time ever that I saw her do that. It is 8:45 a.m. Here's Simba. He's on top of the bunk bed. He's been spending more time on the bunk bed recently. He says he's very comfortable there. So we are going to have another gray and cloudy, even rainy day today, which I'm not happy about. But it is what it is. And I just checked the weather forecast. The entire weekend is supposed to be like this. So not fun. We have not had one nice weekend in so long. And I would really like to enjoy this summer. So I'm hoping to get some stuff done around the house today. I'm still catching up with stuff. I'm trying to catch up with videos. And I need to catch up with like cleaning and organizing stuff in the house. Right, Simba? I didn't get to bed till way late yesterday. I don't know why. I set an alarm on my watch at like, I think 9:30. So it would let me know, okay, wind everything down, start getting ready for bed. But it didn't really work because then I went into the living room and I saw Simba. He was hanging out with a lot of the pom-poms and I was like, oh, you want to play, Simba? So we played for a while. And then I just got involved with some other stuff and I didn't get to bed till like after midnight. Right, Simba? Right, Simba? And Simba is still doing the thing where he lays on my bed at night. When I'm going to sleep, Simba jumps on the bed. And then once I'm asleep, he leaves. Also, I should mention that Simba got weighed this morning. He weighed 19 pounds and 2 ounces, so we're going in a good direction. Right, Simba? It's really important when doing any kind of weight loss to make sure that when you're doing your weigh-in, it's at the same time every day. So, definitely don't do a weigh-in in the morning and then the next weigh-in at night or in the afternoon. It has to be pretty much the same time every day. Does it have to be exactly at the same time? No, but relatively speaking, within, like an hour of the time. So, for example, when I weighed Simba, it was at 8 a.m., and then this morning I weighed him a little bit after 7. So, that's close enough. It's within like an hour of 8 a.m. So anywhere between 7 and 9 a.m. would be good because it would give me like an accurate comparison because weight does fluctuate throughout the day. Right, Simba? Right, Simba? I'm proud of you, Simba. You doing good? Here's Sammy. She went to come upstairs this morning. So did Nancy, but Nancy went back downstairs. You watching birds? Okay, you can watch birds. You're a good girl, Sammy. Just be a good girl, okay? Okay. It is 9:35 a.m. Look at what's going on down here. I just came downstairs to feed the cats, and they took the sheet off of the sofa. So they're basically telling me, yep, time to put that in the laundry. And it's so funny because I took all the sheets off my bed this morning and Sammy and Nancy were upstairs. They were watching me. So they must know that we're doing laundry today. So they decided to help me by taking the sheet off of the sofa. That was very nice of them to do. So I'm collecting up all the sheets today. I'll be putting fresh sheets down and all these are going to be going into the wash. I'm just about to go upstairs. Look at this. That's Sammy. So I guess she thinks it's comfortable to lay between the screen door and the door. Sammy, you want me to open the door? You want me to open the door? Open the door? You gonna push it open? Gonna help me? Who's my helper today? Who's my helper? Who's gonna push the door open? I could see in the corner where they've already scraped the fresh paint off the door. Okay, open the door, Sammy. Sammy, open the door. Open the door. Gonna open the door? Can you open the door? Open it. No? I opened it. It's 2:11 p.m. and here's Nancy. She's taking a nap in Stella's castle. Oh, look at this. Here's Richard. I didn't know where any of the cats were. I just woke up from a nap. Oh, and here comes who? Oh, and here's Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. So I had breakfast, and then I laid down on the couch to check emails. And the next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to close my eyes for a few minutes because I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night. And I ended up taking a nap for an hour and a half. That's how tired I was. And I woke up and I couldn't find any cats. I was like, I don't know where the cats are. Like, Simba's in Boo's room and Splash is in my room. It is now raining, which is not fun. And my shoulder is starting to hurt. So 3 years ago in 2022, in August of 2022, I'll never forget that because that was when these guys showed up in the yard for the first time. I had calcific tendonitis in my left shoulder. It was some of the worst pain I've ever experienced. It was so bad I could not sleep at night. That's how bad the pain was. And it got to the point where I couldn't move my arm. And I also remember at that time when I was dealing with the pain, I had to take Simba to the vet. And I remember how painful that was to carry the cat carrier with the heavy cat in it while I had such pain in my shoulder. I eventually went to urgent care, and at first, they didn't know what it was, so I asked them to x-ray it. I remember I had to push them to x-ray it for me. They're like, an x-ray is not going to show anything unless you dislocated the shoulder, and if that was the case, you want to be able to move it. And I was like, I can't move it. So that's why they x-rayed it, and I remember how painful it was just positioning the shoulder and the arm to get the x-ray. When they finally got the x-ray, I remember I had to wait there for an hour in one of the exam rooms because they had to send it out to somebody who could actually read it and look at it. And then they told me that there were calcium stones in my shoulder. And they were going to prescribe me painkillers, and I think it was an anti-inflammatory. And I was like, okay, you could prescribe it, but I'm not going to take it. What they did give me, though, was a pain relief shot. They gave me a shot in my shoulder, and it relieved the pain for 24 hours. It made it bearable. So I remember I had 24 hours to get everything together, to do grocery shopping, to buy water, because I knew that once the pain came back, it was going to take a while before it went away. So then what I had to do is I had to put together my own protocol as far as what I was eating and what kind of herbs I was taking and what kind of supplements I was taking. And then once I figured out the supplement schedule that worked for me, within days, I was able to start relieving the pain. The pain started going down a little bit more each day, and I started gaining movement back in my arm a little bit each day. So I feel like the same thing is happening now, but with the shoulder of my right arm, which is not good because I'm right-handed. But maybe because I'm right-handed, maybe because I'm using the arm more, it won't be as bad. I don't know. But I remember at that time, the pain was the absolute worst at night. The pain would start to get stronger and stronger throughout the late afternoon. And then at night, it was just so bad. So I used to have to make sure that if I needed to do anything physical, I would get it done earlier in the day. And then even if I needed to do anything non-physical, computer work, I would try to get that done after I got the physical stuff done. So that way at night, when the pain was so bad, I didn't have to really do anything, but I could just kind of try to zone out and watch TV. So that's where I'm at right now. I feel oh no, do I have another stone in the shoulder? And I'm trying to get things done right now around the house. So that if the pain does get worse later tonight, then I'll be able to just kind of rest and focus on it. That's why I ordered one of the supplements that I needed from Whole Foods today, and I have the rest of the supplements that I'm taking. I just need to find the journal that I kept at the time, because I did write down everything that I took in the order that I took it. So I need to go back to something similar to that. I don't think I'm going to be eating the same exact food, but it'll be something similar. Right, Ziggy? Right, Ziggy? Right, Ziggy? It's 4:15 p.m. Look at Nancy. I just vacuumed this rug, and I put splashing Simba's bowls on this tray along with some cat grass. And I put new batteries in that toy. Maybe Nancy wants me to put the toy on, but look at her. She's all spluted out. I'm in the middle of vacuuming downstairs, and I just came upstairs to get something. So I have to go back down and finish. There's Sammy. There's Nancy. Cats are so funny when they sploot like that. I just put the toy on for her. She loves these kinds of toys, probably more than any other cat in the house. They provide her with endless entertainment. It is 4:45 p.m. and Nancy's now splooting on the bed. Of course, once I put the camera on, then she moves. Look at Nancy. She wants to lay with the laundry. Splash is underneath the bed. He's hissing at somebody. It's almost 5 p.m. and I'm looking at the air quality map because I have all the windows open and I'm kind of smelling a little bit of smoke, but I don't know if it's like a neighbor using their barbecue or what. But this is the graph right now, and we are like right around here in the yellow. And we were orange earlier. Yellow is better than orange. Green is the best. So there's like a band of green that seems to be coming this way, which is bringing the air quality like down to better levels. But look at all this red. I am sincerely hoping that this red is not coming our way, but it most likely is because I don't remember seeing all that red on there earlier. All of that red is coming from the wildfires in Canada, I believe, although it looks like there are some wildfires in the United States also. We've gotten so much rain over the past 2 months, so it's really wet around here. Here's Splash and Simba. They're hanging out by an open window in Boo's room. This is just like old times, when I used to go outside and train Boo before he became an inside cat. Splash and Simba used to hang out by this window and watch. Now they're just enjoying the air. Maybe they're looking for Cousin Oliver. I have to put some food out for him. They just had their dinner. They're having homemade raw food. Splash ate all of his. Simba ate some of his. I'll give Simba's leftovers back to him later, and they'll get some crunchies later also. It is 8:30 p.m. Here's Splash. Simba's here also. Let me tell you what I just realized. So the last time I had this issue with my shoulder, it was my left shoulder, and it was 2022. It happened at the end of July or early August, and that was the year that Ditto passed away. So Ditto passed away in March. There's Simba. Ditto passed away in the middle of March, and then a little less than 5 months later, that's when I had the problem with my shoulder. Well, here we are again this year. Stella passed away. Boo passed away. It is 4 months since Stella passed away, and here I am dealing with the same shoulder issue that I dealt with 4 to 5 months after Ditto passed away, except this time it's my right shoulder instead of my left shoulder. So I don't think it's a coincidence. Something stress-related might be causing this. Something grief-related might be causing this. I don't know what, but I'm definitely going to look into some kind of causative factor that would somehow relate, because it's just really, really strange, the timing of it, considering the timing of when I had it almost the same amount of months after Ditto passed. And now here I have it after Stella passed. Right, guys? I decided to poke around and do some research about some kind of relationship between stress and this calcific tendinitis. And look what I found. Look, this is on PubMed. Calcific tendinitis of the shoulder is one of the pathological conditions that most often affects the shoulder and consists of a calcium deposit that settles within the tendon tissue of the rotator cuff. The scientific literature has long highlighted the impact of anxiety, stress, and depression on CTS. Why does that not show up anywhere else? Everywhere I researched this condition the last time I had it, nowhere did I see anything that said it was related to that. The goal of this case report is to highlight how the emotional state of patients and their neuropsychomotive behavior induce a state of constant muscular tension, which, through the physical phenomenon of piezoelectricity, causes calcium salts to precipitate and form calcifications. Therefore, stress, anxiety, and depression are likely factors underlying the etiopathogenesis of CTS. So I'm not really concerned with what they treated it with. It just blows my mind that information exists that muscular tension causes piezoelectricity, which causes calcium salts to form calcifications in the shoulder after stress and anxiety. And for me, it takes 4 to 5 months for this to become really, really painful. It happened after Ditto's death, and now it happened after Stella's death also.
Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.